Rupak is my second child. He is born autistic, and now he is a 27-year-old and he is doing well.
When he was born, he's like happy, chubby boy. And our family was happy that one more child has come to Munje Family.
To me, Rupak is my younger little brother. He happens to be autistic, but at the end of the day, he's just my brother, and who is actually he's quite a darling. So that's Rupak for me. We are a family that is connected through love and art.
हे दाखवतो अल्बम.
हाँ.
बस ना आपण पाहूया काय आहे याच्यात.
ओके.
बरेच दिवसांनी निघाला ना अल्बम.
हा, खूपच. बरेच.
थोडंसं सिक्वेन्सिंग करावं लागेल पण याला. हा
त्याचा लहानपणचा फोटो.
अगदी पहिला फोटो आहे.
पहिला फोटो. आडवा कर.
आडवा केला. अच्छा, आडवा केला. पण फोटोत मोठा दिसतोय.
When we see physical photo, the experience is different.
I could feel the old memories. I was living for a moment in that period. Yeah.
That
was a good
time machine.
And really the time has passed. I feel so fast. But we
don't
could
realize.
see Rupak's. I experienced Rupak's childhood again.
Only if you go through those photos, we realize that time has passed so much.
काय पाहिजे तुला? Do you want tea now? Yeah? You want tea? Should we make tea? Yeah? Will you make with me? Come, let's make tea.
In Maharashtra, generally we celebrate a festival called Makar Sankranti. So I made all the Krishna's attire, and we all prepared Krishna's that mukut and then I made a Marathila त्याच्यात बासरी म्हणतात, Krishna's बासरी.
Flute.
So flute. So as soon as I gave that flute in his hand, he was just shaking it. He was 9 months old that time. So that was a signal where he showed his first sign.
And I remember some signs like he would play with toys differently. He would not play it. He was not verbal. I remember he used to know a few words initially, like he would say it, but like how words become sentences and sentences become conversations, that never happened to him. The few words he knew, he kind of lost them at that time, and it seemed like that is who he was.
As the life goes on, so somebody said, okay, put him in a play school, so that with being with other peers, maybe he start talking. There are some photos when they are taken, we could see that he was not looking at the camera when everybody was so cheerful, and he used to stamp on somebody's snack box, which he couldn't see.
So then she also realized that there's some kind of we must consult a doctor. So we consulted a doctor, and
it is really painful for him and to us also, because MRI at that age, like keeping all the things on his head, so we had to literally sedate him fully, even for the hearing test. He has to fully sedate, and then we did a hearing test. So
it's kind of a torture to that
it's kind of a torture.
very young boy. So
Okay, we did that. Whatever the doctor said, we follow exactly. And then he sent to the neuropsychiatrist, and he did some assessment according to the tools which he had that time. And he put a diagnosis.
he is diagnosed with autism. So that time we didn't know anything about autism, and it was like complete new thing for us.
I think nobody knew what more can be done, and that was, I think, the lowest phase overall for the family, because we didn't know how we could take this forward, should we even do anything. And my father was also at that point in a little bit of a depression.
Blankly ask her, okay, so how much time it will get him to cure? So that doctor actually understood. This lady didn't know anything about that. She paused for a second or something, what to answer. She didn't want to like discourage immediately. So she said, maybe it will take 6 months to 1 year, or maybe longer. So with that clueless, with the total zero knowledge about autism, we came back.
That phase would be at the lowest point for his journey. So my father bought some books about autism. He read it aloud to everybody. I remember he would read those books to everybody. This is what autism is. This is what they do. This is how, in general, it is.
Autism is not curable. It is lifelong.
When we read, then only the reality struck us. And that time, all phases we went through, where we actually thought there is no use like growing this boy.
Yeah, we're like, yes.
Yeah.
That
because
tipping point comes actually.
Yeah, we sent him for 1 year to one school. That teacher actually took a lot of efforts, but there is no sign of improvement.
Yeah.
It's not because of that teacher, I could say. Actually, because of us, we were not make ourselves knowledgeable that what to do.
Even though I may not have been involved in a bigger degree because I was small, and like parents have their own phases that they go through, or grandmother has. I feel that I was aware of all of it, and I was pretty cognitive of it, is what I feel.
एक मराठीमध्ये म्हण आहे की तुमची बुद्धी सांगत असते एक, पण मन मानत नसतं. लाईक मीन्स युअर ब्रेन टेल्स समथिंग बट युअर माइंड वोंट. अँड दॅट्स एनी, आय थिंक एनी पॅरेंट, इफ समबडी सेड समथिंग, युअर चाइल्ड इज समथिंग रॉंग. सो फर्स्ट इन्स्टंट इज, नाही माझं मुलं असं कसं असू शकतं. ते एक म्हणजे आपण स्वतःच्या मनाला एक सारखं सांगत असतो की नाही हा चांगलाच आहे म्हणून. तर तिथे काय म्हणतात त्याला, एक्सेप्टन्स फॉर मी इट टूक अ लॉंग टाइम.
Even though I was gone into depression, and my boss said, please get checked and you need some medical advice. So I took medicine to come out of my depression. That helped. So that doctor said that you are lucky because this boy will be there with you forever. So you are the lucky person. He will be there for you always. So take that as blessing.
I went to my native Nagpur in an auto. I booked an auto and I was taking somewhere to some relative's house. So as soon as we got into the auto, Rupak was actually very happy and he was just rocking like this. After a minute, that auto fellow like asked me in Hindi, ये थोड़ा लूज है क्या? I pretended that I don't understand. मैंने आप क्या बोल रहे हो? तो मैं नहीं थोड़ा ठीक नहीं है क्या? Then he actually thought.
Corrected himself.
हाँ हाँ. सर ऐसा तो कुछ मुझे नहीं लग रहा है. वो तो अच्छे से बैठा है. Actually he wanted to say in a harsh way that is he mad? So I understood, but I was pretending to be like, I said आप कोई बात नहीं, आप ऑटो चलाते रहिए, I will handle, no problem. And आपको कोई नहीं मुझे डर लग रहा है, मेरा ऑटो खराब हो जाएगा. Then that time I lost my temper actually. I said आप what are you talking about? ये आपको तो you don't know that what condition he is. वो खाली बात नहीं कर रहा है, वो जो खाली झूम ऐसे खाली रॉक कर रहा है. तो एक तो आप लोगों को थोड़ा समझना चाहिए कि वो क्या है. आप सिंपैथी दिखाने के बदले आप उल्टा उसको ही ब्लेम कर रहे हैं. आपने कभी ऐसे लोग देखे नहीं है क्या? Rupak and Dadi, I think, had a good bond.
Yeah.
So he will just sometimes sleep on her lap, or he will sometimes just do the childish game with her, or sometimes Dadi will ask him to say something, and he will look and he will try to imitate. Like though he can't, but to please her, he will do that. That's a very unusual of features actually. Being, if you say the autism, they don't like to please other. But the most thing she did was there's no blame game. Typical. Otherwise, if you say mother-in-law, no, तुम्हारे कोई family से ऐसा होगा, ये तुम्हारे से आया है, हमारे घर में कोई ऐसा नहीं है. But she didn't play that. She equally gave me full support. Like sometimes he used to boss her also. At 3:30, like if I'm not there, and he and Dadi is at home, and she didn't get up, so he used to pull her leg, keep it down, took her to the kitchen, take a vessel, okay, it's time for the tea, do it, like that. So
So she said, this is what we got, and you have to give your best. Ranjana is a solid pillar from day one. When everybody almost gave up, she said, I can handle it alone. I don't need anybody.
This was, I think, around 2012 or something. That time my mother would take him to many different classes. She would take him to swimming classes, he would go for skating classes, he would go for exercise with Mohan, he would go for Reiki. Just many things to see. You know, it's like you throw many things at the wall and see what sticks. Or just as a form of therapy. They were trying many things. So one of them happened to be an art class in Forum Art Gallery. So I remember I went to one of the classes. There was this teacher, Melissa, and they were trying to make some art with with a garlic grater. They were trying to see if you squeeze some color and form some patterns. So that is how it started, his interest in art.
This is like, it has a solid impact, and it's like a Big Bang Theory. Like some new star born, so we are born again as a stars.
I remember his first painting. I was, I think, in Ahmedabad at that time, and I remember one call, and my father said, "Oh, he made a really nice painting. Kind of looks like Picasso." I was in Ahmedabad. I was studying. Okay, so I remember. So that was one of my first memories of his art journey.
Abstract art, basically, it's like puzzle. We don't know where it's heading. It's like real suspense. For Rupak, empty canvas is expressing the emptiness. And since he can't speak, he got that medium to speak. Like, and I can say avaz. He got another canvas. He can speak through his canvas and his abstract art.
For me, abstract art is full freedom of expression. So everybody can interpret in their own ways. Like what I see in that picture, another person can see a different thing in that.
The real question is, what do you see?
And it's nothing but a palette of emotions. So what my mother's role was, when the clay is wet, when you have to form it, she formed it, and then when the clay is ready to be trimmed and shaped and molded, when it's a little dry, so that was my father's role to give it a structure.
Mentoring art to Rupak, I think it's discovered artist in you also, isn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
Of course.
That you were doing it when you were in college, but lost the touch because of the commercial age.
Absolutely.
So he brought him back to his what we can say, to this origin.
Correct.
Yeah.
I remember asking my father, what would you like to do? And he said, I would like to paint in the future. Like, I would like to do art full time. I remember that vaguely.
And I actually was doing a commercial art, and a commercial is art depend on so many approvals. And when you do and create abstract art, nobody is there to tell you what you have to do. It's full freedom that we are creating something which nobody can interfere. So I must thank Rupak that because of him I saw that this is the space I want to continue. Even though I have an opportunity to continue my first inning, I prefer my second inning to dedicate it to art, and that is pure art.
Rupak living in the present moment, like whatever he always enjoy, the moment is there in front of him.
Because we actually either think of past or a future, and very little we enjoy present moment. That's the fact. But when I'm observing Rupak, I see that he is always in a present, and we struggle to be happy in the present moment. So I realize that, and I've read and hear a lot of times that happiness is in small thing, but I'm experiencing in front of me every day this happiness is in that small thing. Happiness in Slinky, happiness in one old magazine, happiness in an old cartoon. So happiness is there in everything.
Or happiness is sleeping in that sofa itself.
Like a Vishnu.
When my grandmother passed away recently, although he was aware that she's not well, and he would keep on going to her room to see what's up, because she would always be bedridden, he would go there, he would comprehend that yeah, she's not well.
So the day she passed away, we both were in hospital, and Rashmi and he was at home. So we told Rashmi to please prepare him that Dadi is coming home, but she is no more. She is not going to get up from the bed as always. And I told one of my neighbor to come to be with them. So actually when she came, he was actually looked at her. She was in that ice, ice box. And he saw all the procedure, and in all rituals I involved him doing, and every time telling him that now Dadi will not come home, she has gone some other.
He didn't show any sort of visible emotions during that time. Not like, he wasn't like a grief, like out of control grief or a huge amount of tears. I just don't know if he has that concept of death. Maybe there's more to grief than what catches the eye. This is our journey, and we've come a really long way. Despite our differences, we've only grown together. By now, his art has reached many walls and has given life to many homes, and maybe for generations to come.
যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
Sometimes we wonder what will happen after we join Aji. I believe that love transcends through anything, anywhere, and wherever he will be in the world, he will be okay.
At this moment, we are here by the sunrise, and the sky is our canvas. We are all in this together, always. We are the Munje family, and this is our story.
যদি কেউ কথা না কয় ওরে ওরে ও ভাগা কেউ কথা না কয় তবে পুরাণ খুলে ও তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে, একলা বলো রে। তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে।